Thunder rumbled low in the distance, its echo lingering through the mountains like a mournful spirit. Bernardo glanced up, noting the thick, tarnished pewter clouds. This year's invierno had been particularly strong. While the rainy season was drawing to its end, one good storm would bury all his work. No. Bernardo banished it from his mind. They were too close now. Clenching his teeth, he plunged his arm into the cold, muddy water and looped the chain as far behind the great stone box as he could reach. Keeping it taut, he sloshed up the incline and affixed the hook to the rear of Juan's tractor. He hurried back behind the half-flooded trench and drove a cut pole into water behind the sarcophagus. "Go!" The tractor growled. The chains tightened, dripping water as they lifted from the muddy pool. Straining, Bernardo heaved the pole, levering the massive coffin from the opposite side. Beads of sweat welled across his brow. The pole bent, threatening to break. "Come on, come on!" Wood cracked, but he continued to pull, using his entire weight. Black diesel smoke belched from the tractor's exhaust. The box shifted. "It's coming!" A coarse sucking noise came from the trench, and the sarcophagus inched forward. Brown water poured around it, filling the vacated space. The box slowly slid up the earthen ramp a hand's length before jolting to a stop. The chains groaned, but the giant box refused to move. "Come on, damn you!" The wooden lever cracked and splintered. Leaving the broken pole there, Bernardo seized a thicker one, practically a tree trunk, and rammed it behind the giant stone block. Something popped. The box jolted up and surged forward, riding along one cornered edge for 2 meters before tipping and landing on its side. Juan dragged it up the rest of the muddy grade before shutting off the tractor. "That it?" "You got it," Bernardo laughed, unable to hold his excitement. Discarding the pole, he hurried around and set his hand on the worn stone side, its surface smeared with dark mud. 6 days ago, part of the fence along his property had come down, sending him scouring the area for a pair of lost heifers. There, in an old creek bed, he'd found the stone box peeking out of the mud like an old tombstone. Bernardo had found artifacts before, bits of pottery, a boleadora stone. He'd even found a chunk of worked copper once, but couldn't begin to guess what it was for. But the carved stone box was something entirely different. After days of careful digging, Bernardo realized the full scope of his discovery. Over 2 meters long, 1 high and 1 wide. A sarcophagus. It wasn't Incan. The worn cross and skull engraved on its lid attested to that. But whose was it? What riches might it contain? Not owning a tractor had forced his hand. Juan agreed to help for a 40% cut. "I was worried it wouldn't work," Juan said, inspecting the chains now pinned beneath the tipped coffin. Bernardo wondered if they'd even be able to get them out from under it. But depending on what they found inside, would they even care? A lot of gold could fit in there. Gold always sold. There were always buyers for antiques, no questions asked. Depending on how much, he could buy more land, cattle, men to work it. He might never have to work again.